Welcoming to Decoding the Bible and finding the true blueprint for a happy, successful life in alignment with God. Chapter 21, Isaac is born. Finally, we're all waiting for him. But it's not going to end well for Ishmael, because what does he do? The moment he was a little toddler, Isaac of 2, 3 years old, and his name says Isaac means laughter. He laughs. Everybody was laughing with him. He brought happiness and joy to the world, and his brother mocked him. He bullied him. You know why? Well, Ishmael, 16, 17 years old at the time, felt like the firstborn. And he's like, wait a minute, who are you? What do you want? You're nothing. You're nothing. So he put him down. And Sarah, the mom, very protective, and said, Ishmael, stop this. You have to leave. I will send you to the wilderness. That sounds very brutal. Very, very brutal. How can a mom do that? Well, let's not forget she serves the bigger purpose of the mission. Isaac is the one who is chosen. And Ishmael was a kind of a mistake and has nothing to do with the original mission. It's more of letting him go, releasing him into his own path, and that is exactly what happens. They released him into the wilderness, and I want to point out a special thing that happens there, because Hagar, his mom, is traveling with him, and it happened. The water supply came to an end, and she put the son under the bush and said, "Well, we're gonna die." So I distance myself because I can't see how my son will die. And a very sad and a very dramatic moment. And she was crying, and the boy was crying as well. And then it says God heard the boy. Why not the mom? First of all, nomen est omen. Name and identity creates your reality. And don't forget, Ishmael, his name was God heard him. That means God heard him. So his name became his reality. Our name, our identity as we identify will become our reality. And God tells her, lift him up and tell him he will be the leader of a nation. And then God opened her eyes, and what does she see? She sees it well. And before all that, he said, fear not. Those two words are the game changer for our life. Fear not is multiple times in the Bible. It is what the angels told the shepherds when Jesus was born. And I found like countless of examples where fear not is, is been told to the people. Because what does fear do? Fear narrows down your perception. Fear blocks your perception. When you are afraid, you don't see the world how it is. You are in survival mode and you're narrowed down to your perception. So the moment you open your eyes, you see opportunities. So let not fear block you. That is the big message here. And God tells us over and over again, fear not. And I think we should write it down and put it somewhere in our house. And when we wake up, because how many times we are afraid? We're afraid of like, oh my God, how should I pay this invoice? How it will go with my business? How is it going with this, with this, with this? We are afraid, we are stressed out. First of all, this is not stress. DNA of humans only knows three stress. Stress and fear of heights, fire, and wild animals. That's all. Nothing of that we have usually in our day by day life. So, all stress and fear we feel is man made, is artificially created. That's why this message fear not. And in the moment you don't fear and you open your eyes, you see opportunities. By the way, it's a happy ending story. Ishmael later becomes a tribe leader in the desert. So the zone where he was in, that was a danger and a threat to his life, becomes later his comfort zone and his little empire. So he transitioned completely, by just opening their eyes and then adjusting to the environment. That is the message I want to leave you with. Fear not, open your eyes. And next time you have a situation where you feel overwhelmed, don't pray to God and say, please change my situation. Pray, take away my fear and open my eyes. And everything else will fall in place.